Welcome to our channel World War II Tao. Everyone know about unknown history all.
The year was 1940, and the skies over Europe burned with war. Germany's Luftwaffe ruled the air, sleek Messerschmitts cutting through clouds like steel birds of prey. Among them flew Hans Müller, a young pilot from Hamburg. He wasn't a fanatic, he was a flyer, born with a love of the sky. When Hitler's call for war came, Hans answered like millions of others, with duty, not belief. He was 23 when he first saw combat over France. Quick, fearless, and already marked by fate. Hans was good, too good. Within months, he had 5 confirmed kills, earning the Iron Cross and the respect of his squadron. But behind his sharp eyes was doubt. He saw cities burning, heard the screams from bombed villages, and wondered if the glory he'd been promised was anything but death with wings. He once believed he was protecting his country, but soon he realized he was only helping to destroy the world. By 1942, the war's tide had shifted. The Luftwaffe faced fierce opposition. The Royal Air Force and American bombers raining destruction upon Germany itself. During one night mission near the English Channel, Hans's plane was hit by anti-aircraft fire. Flames consumed the cockpit. He barely managed to eject before crashing into the freezing waves below. He woke up in a British hospital. Prisoner, enemy, survivor. But what the British intelligence officers saw in him was not just a German pilot, it was potential. Fluent in English, calm under pressure, and clearly disillusioned with the Nazi cause. They made him an offer. Help us understand your air tactics. Help us end this war sooner. Help save lives on both sides. Hans hesitated. To fight against his own, it felt impossible. Yet as he remembered the burned faces of civilians and the senseless orders from his commanders, the answer came quietly. I'll help, not for you, for peace. Under a new name, Henry Mason, Hans Müller was reborn as an instructor and intelligence asset for the Allies. He trained British pilots to anticipate Luftwaffe maneuvers and decode German flight patterns. His knowledge saved countless lives, yet every victory brought him guilt. Each German plane that fell from the sky carried men I once called brothers. He walked a dangerous path. One misstep and both sides would see him as a traitor. To the Germans, he was missing in action. To the Allies, he was useful, but never truly trusted. He slept in borrowed uniforms and ate in silence, haunted by 2 anthems echoing in his mind. In late 1944, British intelligence saw an opportunity. Operation Thunderbolt, a covert mission to misguide German forces about Allied air movements before the D-Day invasion. Hans, or Henry, was the key. Using captured radio frequencies, he transmitted false coordinates in German codes he once used himself. For weeks, he played the role of a loyal Luftwaffe officer, feeding his former commanders misinformation from behind enemy lines. Each transmission was a lie that saved Allied lives and doomed German squadrons he'd once flown with. The emotional cost broke him. After one mission briefing, he stared at an old photo, his squadron smiling beside their aircraft. Only one of them was still alive. He whispered, "Forgive me, I've already died with you once." By 1945, the end of the war was near. The Allies advanced, the Reich crumbled, and Berlin burned. Hans, the man who once flew for the Luftwaffe, watched the fall of his homeland through British binoculars. He didn't cheer, he didn't cry. He simply stood in silence, a man who belonged nowhere. The war ended, but Hans Müller never went home. The Allies erased his wartime record, his new name buried under classified. To Germany, he was presumed dead, another pilot lost in the chaos. To the Allies, he was a shadow asset, used and forgotten. He tried to rebuild a life, working as a flight mechanic, sometimes teaching young pilots about a friend he once knew who flew in the war. But he never told the full truth. Years later, when interviewed by a journalist about the Luftwaffe, he smiled faintly and said, "War teaches you how to fly, but peace teaches you why you shouldn't." He lived quietly in the English countryside until his death in 1984. No medals, no recognition, just an unmarked grave under the name Henry Mason. He fought for both sides. He betrayed his own and saved his enemies. But in doing so, he became something greater. A man who chose conscience over country. Today, few remember his name, but in the archives of war, buried among thousands of reports, there lies a single note. German pilot turned Allied asset, codename Sky Ghost. And that is the story of Hans Müller, the forgotten pilot who fought for both sides.
Thank you for watching full video. Please like, comment, share, and never forget to subscribe our channel World War II, Tall for upcoming new videos. Goodbye for today. Talk again in a new video with new story.